Hello, it's the Funky Farmer here. Well, it's chucking it down with rain, as it has been for quite a while now. And I've been putting this round bale out here, but I'm just looking at this. Let me just, excuse me, do you mind? Thank you. I've got a problem here I need to sort out. Can you see that running water there? It is actually running like a little stream. I've got a real problem here with the water coming through this wall. And I've mentioned this before, look, it's making my lovely summer hay wet. I mentioned this before and I haven't done anything about it, but basically I've got a downpipe right the other side of that wall. It's already a problem anyway. Look, you can see the damp patches there. Look, not so bad on that side because it isn't getting a lot of water on it. Round here, we're above this wall's keeping all this soil back. But let me show you the problem. I thought I'd film this now before I deal with it because you'll be able to see what is actually happening. That downpipe there, the amount of water coming off that roof, it's all coming from this entire barn roof, from this bay here, all the way along there. It's capturing all that runoff, all the way up to that apex, all this side. It's coming along the gutter here, coming along that gutter there, down this downpipe, and instead of going away somewhere that way, it's basically hitting there, and it must be just soaking through there. In fact, look, I can just see, look, if I just, you can actually see it coming out. It's pouring out. And all along here, that's just literally coming down there, running out there. It's obviously the easiest shot out. So what I need to do is I've got to change that angle there to there. I'm hoping if it's a fairly straightforward, cut this bolt here, or undo this bolt here, that one there. I'm hoping I can swivel that round. More than likely that's flipping jammed, that hasn't been moved for years. Swivel that round, and then will I be able to put that on there, angle that across there, onto there? That's my hope. It looks almost the right angle. Right, so that's a plan for another day. I thought I'd just show you, can see the rain on the lens. I thought I'd show you that now while it's raining, because if I show you later you will go, oh, I don't know what you're on about. But you can see there the issue I've got. And with winter coming, these will be in this yard soon. I don't want to make that any wetter than I have to. Certainly don't want to make this a running, because that's going to be soaking up in that bale. It's going to send that one off. The bottom of that's going to get wet. It'd be a waste of hay, good hay, to get all that wet. I don't think it's too much of a problem if it's just general rainwater on it, but the amount of volume that's coming down there. Anyway, these are looking all right. Those aren't looking so good. The ringworms really knocked them. I think I need to give them a bit of cake actually. Those two far ones aren't looking so good, but it's winter time soon. We'll separate them out and give them a bit of cake. Anyway, in the meantime, that's the project for there. Sort that out. And if I can get that along there's plenty of capacity in there. Look, this takes plenty of rain. Oh, well, the rain stopped. Flipping it, we had some rain yesterday. God, blimey, it didn't stop. I'm back on this. I'm back up on this. I'm going to try and get that pipe off and then angle it round in a minute, because realistically the weather forecast is still pretty shocking. So I'm going to have to get it done before tomorrow, I think, because it's just coming in really bad again. But let me show you how much rain we've had. So this is, bearing in mind this is end of September. Look at that. Can you see that across there? Down on Reggie Pierce's fields. Look at that. The floods are back out. Look at that. So lucky our cattle aren't grazing down in those lower fields, but which are just over there, but they got to go back down there again next week, because that's where the next good bit of grazing is. So let's hope they get dried out before then. I'm going to get up here. I got look at this. My hair's getting a bit scruffy. I got to have a shave, and I'm going to buy a nice new jacket on Saturday because guess what? I'm taking Mrs. C to tea at the Ritz. How cool is that? But I didn't pay for it actually. I won it in a raffle. That's a quite quality raffle. Teenage Cancer Trust. I won the main raffle prize. So in November I'm taking Mrs. C tea at the Ritz, but I can't go with my scruffy farm gear, so I'm going to buy a new jacket. I don't buy many new clothes, as you can imagine. So I'm going to get myself a nice funky tweed jacket and look a bit stylish. I mean, you've got to wear a jacket in the Ritz. You can't just walk in with your t-shirt on. Right, anyway, that's off the subject. Look. So only 2 bolts. And my biggest concern is this one's got to come out, and I've got to angle that there. What I've got to do is try and swivel that around. It's not going to be supported. That's the only thing. It's whether, you see, once I take the weight off there, once I do that, that's just dangling. I've got to take that other bit out, and then I'm hoping to angle it down there. Right. What could go wrong? We'll see how we go with this. I'm not sure whether I'll get on with it all right or not. Just got to get the bolts undone on the. It's a bit of a tedious job. These brackets just hook on, so once you loosen that off enough, they just pull out. Won't be too bad then. Of course, it always helps if you actually do the bolt the right way to undo it. I just realised I was undoing it the wrong way, and that's actually coming undone by hand now. Now I've loosened it off, so this bracket will be off here in a minute. There you go. There you go. Right, that's that one off there. That'll come in handy for somewhere else. Going to be trickier than I thought. I thought it would be. It's all blooming welded together. It's all been up together too long. I bet all the rubber joints are deteriorated and pulled apart. I'll see how I get on. Back in a minute. Right. Okay. So my biggest challenge is going to be getting these bits apart. Probably haven't been apart for donkey's years. If they're glued together, I'm really stuffed. I'm not actually sure how I'm going to get them apart. Oh, this is going to be easier said than done, isn't it? Got to keep that bit together there. This angle bit, I need to get this. If I can get this angle bit out. It did move then. Blimey. How do I get that apart? I'm going to get some easier, I think. Let's try that. Right, I'm back again with my WD-40, although, again, another cock up. Right, so drop the can. This is the other day, by the way. Bent that. Can you see that? Knackered the nozzle up, so I've had to drill a hole in the side just to tip out the liquid because I can't squirt it out. Can you believe? God. you supposed to get this out of here? How am I supposed to do this? Someone's going to tell me some easy way, aren't they? What I don't want to do is split the plastic. That one's coming out. Look. I'm not even trying to get that one out. Ooh, that one's out. Hello, it's the Funky Farmer here. Right, how do I get this one undone on here? This is the one I've got to get out. Oh. I don't know. I'm going to break it, aren't I, if I'm not careful? Do you know what? It's moving, but it's not moving, if you know what I mean. I wonder if I can't fit that in the vise. Oh. Oh, God. There's nothing to grip. Can you see this? No, you can't. Oh. What am I doing? What am I doing? How do I get that apart from there? It's jammed right in. Tap it a bit of wood down there, perhaps. Right, I'll be back. I'm going to the workshop, see if I can get this off. I'm back. Hello, I'm back. Hello, I'm back. Hello, I'm back. Anyway, I've actually got this undone now. What I did, I used a piece of wood to tap it, and it came off okay. So, I'm Chief Scientific Officer of the Newhouse Farm now. Right. So what I got to do, this has got to fit on there, at my angle of the dangle. Come off there. How am I going to? That's not going to stay up. There's too much weight on there. How am I going to keep that up? I haven't thought this through properly, have I? This is blooming heavy. This is. That's gonna. If I put that on there, the weight of that is going to drag that down. Look, let me just show you. It's too heavy. Oh. That's where you want some lightweight, cheap Chinese rubbish that isn't built to last, but will stay. Right. That is going to go on there like that. So let me just put that along there. So the angle of that is fine. How am I going to secure that? That is the question, because it's not going to stay up solid. The weight of that and that on there will just pull that straight down. I can tell that now. And I don't bolt onto that because that's just too heavy. That's too vulnerable. That is asbestos, and that I just split. I think it's probably going to leak now anyway because it's pulled down a bit already on there. Basically, this was keeping that up. Oh. Do you know what? One of these jobs that you think you've sorted. You know, I thought this is a great fix, and potentially it still is. It's just not as straightforward. I might have to make a bracket or something. Got to think of something. Right, I'll be back. Can I get my thinking cap on? All of you are probably shouting at the screen now going, I know what you should do. Someone was bound to say, well, you should have bought the loader fork for the 135 or the 35 you bought. You should have bought that loader for the 35 and you could have propped it up with that. Because every time I do something, someone seems to say, you should have bought the loader for that 35, you could have done it with that. Anyway, I don't think that'll work there, but right, I'm going to get back on thinking cap. Right, put my thinking cap on, and apart from a strange device with levers and mice, I couldn't think of anything else to do, but what I've come up with the idea is, so I'm making a special bracket. I'm going to weld up. That's going to go on there. That's going to be bent. I've got to drill a hole. This is going to be a tricky bit. I've got to drill a hole up there so I can thread this through here. This is going to have to be bent so that it's not the thickest of bar. I could do with a bit thicker really, that's all I've got. And we'll see how that goes. It's like, first of all, first attempt, and then after that we'll see how we go. The worst bit is drilling through that girder. I mean, I've got some drill bits. These are from flipping Screwfix. They don't seem very good. They don't seem to last very well. We'll see how we get on with those. It's like everything on a farm. You just keep going with the same old stuff, really, or just bloody starting again with a whole new drill set. You need to get a new drill set. always cobbling together with bits and pieces. Right, and I look at this, my workbench, look, bits of straw everywhere. Right, some of these drills are older than me probably. Right, let's get up there. I ain't looking forward to doing this really, to be honest. It'll be alright, it'll get done, it's just time, isn't it? Right, let's crack on. Right, put my thinking cap on, and apart from a strange device with levers and mice, I couldn't think of anything else to do. But what I've come up with, the idea is, so I'm making a special bracket. I'm going to weld up. That's going to go on there. That's going to be bent. I've got to drill a hole. This is going to be a tricky bit. I've got to drill a hole up there, so I can thread this through here. This is going to have to be bent so that it's not the thickest of bar. I could do with a bit thicker really, but that's all I've got. And we'll see how that goes. It's like, first of all, first attempt, and then after that we'll see how we go. The worst bit is drilling through that girder. I mean, I've got some drill bits. These are from flipping Screwfix. They don't seem very good. They don't seem to last very well. We'll see how we get on with those. It's like everything on a farm. You just keep going with the same old stuff, really, or just bloody starting again with a whole new drill set. You need to get a new drill set. It's always cobbling together with bits and pieces. Right, and I look at this, my workbench, look, bits of straw everywhere. Right, some of these drills are older than me probably. Right, let's get up there. I ain't looking forward to doing this really, to be honest. It'll be alright, it'll get done, it's just time, isn't it? Right, let's crack on. Okay, so that's the pilot hole dug. Drilled, it went through quite well actually. So that helps. So first hole's in. I'm not going to film the rest. We'll have a look when I've done the rest, and then I'll go and weld up that bracket. Oh. Right, I managed to get that hole drilled. It took quite a few attempts because I went through a load of drill bits that weren't sharp. I found one that was just about to do the job. I've drilled the hole. Let's just see if this bar... Oh, that's all right. So the idea being is that I'm going to bolt this on here, bend this over to there, bend this round onto a bracket that will hold that up. While I'm up here, it's quite interesting to see this. So this wasn't built by well, it was built by a professional, but I'm quite surprised only one bolt holding this steel on. You can see that there's the skim there to get that level. Obviously adjusted that slightly, certainly wedged that bit in there, but only one bolt. That's not particularly safe, is it? I mean, you've got one up the top there as well. You heard the expression bolt and braces. If that bolt failed, boom, straight down. If you look on the other, see on the new shed where I built the other year, 3 bolts on there. Okay, it's a much heavier duty girder, but I'd always thought that 2 bolts would be better than 1. I guess what it is though, they're probably trying to get the job done quick. And I don't know whether building regs would allow that now. I know that you can't just whack up a steel frame building like you used to, because we pretty well got a local builder to do this. I remember my dad getting it done. It's just an extension on a barn there that was already there, and you know, I'm sure it was probably made in someone's flipping little workshop. Nowadays you still got people making them in workshops, but I think they'd probably be a lot stricter. 1 bolt. I mean, nothing lasts forever. If that bolt fails, you get an RSJ on your head. That's not good, is it? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is 2 bolts on one. Everyone else uses 1 bolt. I don't know. Right. Anyway, blabbering on. Right. So I think the thing to do now is I'm going to weld that on there and then come back and see what I can measure up with. Right. Let's go and do that. Ta-da! I am back with my Funky Farmer bodge welding. Look, I have just tapped that on there. So the idea of this is at an angle deliberately, because I'm going to weld that on there, bolt that on there. This is going to stake at an angle, even though I'm going to have to bend it a little bit, I think. This is going to bolt onto here. That's going to bolt onto there. This is going to go onto the thing. Let's have a look, see how I get on with that. Look at that. This is quality workmanship there, isn't there? Hey? Alright, so I'm going to swivel this round. I've got to go back up the flipping ladder now. Right. It's going to be something like that up there. Let's have a look. Right, so I think I've sussed this now. So I've got my Barry Bodge bracket on here, which just about holds that, stops that sagging anymore. Now, I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking that I was going to take it, run it straight down there to that angle there, but that's a long way. And looking at the angle on here, the angle on the dangle, I reckon I could shoot, if I can get it right, I reckon I could shoot it onto there. Just about. Possibly. It's going to be a bit... I'm going to try and see if I can get the pipe on there to go up there, because it would be much better if it shot onto there before it went down there, I think. But that ain't too bad like that. I wonder if I've got any shorter pipe, because that's flipping long. It seems a waste to cut that. You know, I don't like cutting long pipe. If I've got another off-cut somewhere else, just going to see if I can find something. There's my bits and pieces. There's another length there. What's that there? No, that's a gate post. Can't use that. Look, there's another length, but that's same length as that. That's annoying. Okay, right. This is a typical farmer. You see, you keep lots of bits and pieces lying around the shed. And then when you want to use them, you forget where you put them. I don't think I've got any. I've got another piece up here, but I think it's a short bit. I think not a short bit. I think it's the wrong diameter. Yeah, it is. Look, my bits and pieces store. That's too small. Oh, very frustrating because I'm very tight. I don't like cutting up bits of pipe and having lots of little bits left over. But needs must. Hey ho. Right. I've calculated the distance from there to onto that roof is 5 foot. Well, I haven't just calculated, I've actually measured it. So we need to get my tape measure out and do 5 foot along here. 5 foot, 3 foot. There's 5 foot there. So where is it on there? I'm going to mark it off and cut it. The 5 foot mark. Right, I think I'm going to cut it at an angle because I think it'll go on the roof at a slight angle. That's 5 foot. Or is it? 5 foot was there. Maybe I've cut it a bit short. This is going to go up there. Will this go on there right? What do you reckon? Oh. Right, just going to cut a little bit more off there. I think we're not far off there. Just needs the angle of the dangles changing. Try again. Right, that's that gutter done. So let me just climb back up here. I've been up and down like a yo-yo. Didn't film it all because I had to keep undoing the bolts and all that malarkey. But you got a snapshot of what I've done. So here we are now, finished. Look, I've got this bracket holding that, which is a cobbled together bracket. that down pipe which was going back into there is now diverted that way and cut off. I didn't quite get it right, but the angle, the problem was I couldn't get it. I would have liked to go right into the ridge, but the angle was yeah, it was pushing up a little bit on there. Probably would have been nicer to have gone that way a little bit further. We'll see. So the water's going to come down there. I'm hoping it won't spill back over the edge of here. I mean, there's a gully there. It should shoot down there fast enough. Shoot down there, down there. The weather forecast is pretty rubbish for the rest of the week. I'll see what happens when it rains. I'll come out here and we'll have a look. I think, well, certainly I think that's better than what was there before. If it doesn't work, I have got another pipe, haven't I? I can cut again, but I don't want to bugger that. I want that really. So there's your down pipe left over. There's one down pipe which I will keep in my spares pile, but in the meantime, let's see how that goes. Quite pleased with that. That's worked out better than I thought, considering the original plan was for it to go into that corner. I think that might work all right. Well, that was yesterday. I fitted that down pipe, and surprise, surprise, it's absolutely chucking it down out there at the moment. I'm in the cubicles just getting them ready. I can see what's going to happen this year. We're a little bit short on grass in our fields, partly because it went very dry in the spring, not the spring, in the sort of regrowth after silage making, so we didn't get the grass growth I was hoping for. And then I probably didn't put quite enough fertilizer on, I think. Might be part of that, but the weather hasn't been good for grass. It's not been very sunny and stuff. So we might bring the cows in early, but so I'm just getting them ready, or at the very least we're gonna have to open the clamp early. But anyway, I thought, what, do you know what, let's go around and have a look at my down pipe, because now's the time to test it. Look at this weather. Can you see that? It is chucking it down there. Proper raining. Let me get my coat on and we'll go and have a look. Oh, it's belting down. All right, here we are. I've got the ladder up ready. I thought I'd leave it up so I can go and check what's going on. Let's get up there and have a look, actually. Crikey. Well, look. Let me just show you that. That tells you a lot, doesn't it? It wasn't coming down off that roof like that before. Right, let's go and have a look. Let's go up the ladder and see what we can see. I got a feeling it's going to be working well. It is. Look at that. And we can see that. Look at that. I think what I need to do, I can see, yeah, I think I need to put a little piece of lead under there just to divert. Can you see it's running down on the outside edge there? And it's not actually coming down the side of the shed, but potentially it could. I might divert it into that, a little piece of bent lead under there, just to get it to flow better into that gully rather than down the flat bit. But actually, do you know what? It probably doesn't matter that much. You can see it coming down there. Let's have a look. Over the top. There we go. So it's going straight down there and then straight down that roof. That's a good result. There we are. Just chucking it down off there, and then it's going into the trough where it should go. So hopefully, I mean, if you see the volume of water coming down there, you can see why. It's quite incredible to see that, actually. You can see why it was flooding through the wall. That amount of water over any sustained period is going to soak down, and was soaking down through this wall. So I'm hoping this will dry out a bit. It's not going to dry out completely, obviously they've got their urine and stuff like that, but hoping I'm not going to get the water coming through this wall like I was getting before, because let's face it, it was just coming from there into there. So what a result. It's quite funny really, so I'm going to finish up now. You've probably seen enough of my gutter story. It's a, do you know what, it's a little victory, isn't it? It's a small victory, but you know what? These little DIY projects is what I really enjoy doing on the farm. I can't stand sitting in an office doing the paperwork, but me getting out here doing little jobs like that where you actually succeed and do something, make something a little bit better, it's just a trivial, I realise it's a trivial job, you know, and a lot of people just think, well, whatever, because it's like what you could have done if, you know, you can do a lot more big inspiring stuff than this. But for me, the little trivial jobs where I've succeeded and got something a little bit better, it's alright. Where is it? It's alright. We're cracking on. Get on. Proper job. I think the main thing is I didn't break anything. That's quite a result, isn't it? That is a result, because normally you know what I'm like. Something will break. I was worried about that asbestos gutter and didn't break that. Anyway, good to see you all in another Funky Farmer video. Crack on.